What's good, YouTube? It's Nas, and we back with another video. Road to 300 subscribers, of course. We're gonna keep going every day. And today's video, I was thinking of a versus battle we're gonna do. And even though they're two different players, play two different positions, we're gonna do Kawhi Leonard versus Dwyane Wade. And a comment saying last month that they wanted to see a Dwyane Wade video. I forgot, so I'm doing it now. And in my opinion, these players are both top 20 players the whole time, and we're gonna see who had the better peak. Starting off with Dwyane Wade, we're gonna start off with his ring season. In the 2005-2006 season, Dwyane averaged 27 points per game, 6 rebounds, basically 5.5 rebounds actually, and 6.5 assists. And the difference between Dwyane Wade and Kawhi Leonard, obviously, Dwyane is a guard, and Dwyane is one of the best guard defenders of all time. Not like Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is one of the best forwards, defending forwards of all time, and Dwyane Wade is debatably a top 3 guard of all time. Y'all told me y'all take Wade over Harden, so I'm gonna go off what y'all saying. But Wade was a dynamic player at this time. This was before, obviously, the knees slowed down, before Braun, and he was really carrying this Miami Heat team. Obviously, he led them to their first ever championship, and that's forever Wade County. In the 2006-2007 season, Wade averaged 27.5 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, and 7.5 assists. Not really anything happened. Things would slow down. In the 2007-2008 season, Wade averaged 24.5 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 7 assists. And I noticed in these last 2 seasons, he only played 51 games, so obviously his season was cut short from injury, because these 2 seasons are like fillers to his career, basically. Because the season before and the season he won his ring, he played 77-75. These last 2 seasons, he played 51-51. And this next season, his 08-09 season, which in my opinion was my favorite. I go back to watch this Wade's highlights, because 2008-2009 Wade was exciting. And this is when he was trying to develop somewhat of a jump shot. It never really worked out, but he was dunking on you. He was doing anything he wanted to, and he was blocking your shit. But he averaged 30 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 7.5 assists this season. And Wade was in the MVP ballot this season. I don't know if y'all knew that, if y'all knew that Dwyane Wade was an MVP candidate one of these years, but he was. And the 2009-2010 season, Wade averaged 26.5 points per game, basically 5 rebounds and 6.5 assists. And this was the season before LeBron came, obviously, and Wade did his thing. And in the 2010-2011 season, the last season we're going to do, because this is really his last season averaging above 25 points per game here, even though he was still an all-star after. But Wade averaged 25.5 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. And this is when Wade and LeBron was really 1A, 1B. And obviously, Wade decided to take a step back from him being the best player. He took a backseat to LeBron James, obviously, and was a better player. Who else to take a backseat than to LeBron? And if LeBron never came, Wade's stats would probably be even better than they were or already were. Wade is a 3-time champion. He's a Finals MVP, a 13-time All-Star, All-Star Game MVP. He's a 3-time All-NBA second team, All-NBA third team, 2007, 2012, and 2013. He's a 3-time All-NBA defensive second team in 2005 and 2009. And he won the scoring championship in 2009, which I said was my favorite season to watch Wade. But next we are going to get into Kawhi Leonard's peak, and obviously it's plagued by injuries. And before his peak, he ended up winning the finals. He ended up winning a Finals MVP, which he averaged 13 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And Kawhi kept improving from these seasons. In 2014-15, he averaged 16.5 points per game, 7 rebounds, 2.5 assists. And In the 2015-16 season, when he made his first All-Star appearance as an All-Star starter, he averaged 21.5 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 2.5 assists, which Kawhi Leonard also won Defensive Player of the Year these last 2 seasons. I forgot to mention that, but Kawhi's defense is, in my opinion, way better than Wade's, and I think we all know that Kawhi is basically a top 10 defender of all time, even though people now are going to disrespect Kawhi Leonard, but we've seen how Kawhi was athletically in his prime, and I encourage y'all to watch his 2016-17 season before, obviously, Zaza took him out. But Kawhi, that season, dunking on people, the way he was moving was just different. If y'all watch him now and then y'all go back to watch his highlights in the 2016-17 season, you could tell a complete difference. But he averaged 25.5 points per game, 6 rebounds and 3.5 assists this season, and they were up 20 on the Warriors before he went down. Obviously, they lost, and he would never really be the same for the Spurs. But in those 9 games, he averaged 16. In the 9 games, 2017-18 season, he averaged 16 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And in the next season in Toronto, where he won a championship, one and done, he averaged 26.5 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And Kawhi Leonard looked like a top 3 player or top 5 player on the planet at this time. Even everything really came back. It showed that he wasn't motivated to play his best basketball in the Spurs, because how he goes from 16 to 26, obviously he sat out a lot of games that season. And yeah, man, his first season with the Clippers, he averaged 27 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. And this would be the really only season that we seen Kawhi Leonard to be Kawhi Leonard or be healthy as we want him to be. In the 2020-2021 season, the last season we're going to cover, he averaged 25 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, and 5 assists, and they made the conference finals this season, and he was hurt, and like I said, the injuries started to pile up. And in the even though we're not going to do this, but last season he averaged 23, basically 24 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 3.5 assists, and he played his highest amount of games in 5 years, or ever since he left the Spurs, he played his highest amount of games ever, and not a lot of people are going to give him credit for that. But Kawhi Leonard is a 2-time NBA champion. He's a 2-time back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year, 6-time All-Star, 3-time first-team selection. He's an All-NBA defensive team member 7 times in his career, a 6-time All-Star, and he was the All-Star Game MVP in 2020. And side by side, their stats or their accolades different. Wade has 3 championships to Kawhi's 2. Obviously, Kawhi still has a lot of basketball seasons left. Wade played 16, Kawhi played 12. Playoffs played, Wade played 13, Kawhi played 11. All-Star games, Wade 13 is Kawhi 6. Finals MVPs, Kawhi 2 to Dwyane Wade's 1. All NBA first teams, Kawhi's 3 to Dwyane's 2. All NBA teams, Wade's 8 to Kawhi's 6. All defensive first teams, Kawhi's 3 to Wade's 0. All defensive teams in total, Kawhi has Wade beat 7-3. And defensive player of the years, Kawhi has Wade beat 2-0. Scoring leaders, Wade has 1. Steals leaders, Kawhi has 1. Points per game, Wade has Kawhi beat. Rebounds per game, Kawhi has Wade beat. And Wade has Kawhi beat in assists. And total points, Wade is skyrocketing Kawhi Leonard by 10,000. Wade has 23,165. Kawhi has 13,937. And obviously, basketball is not just all about the points. It's about team basketball and defense, rebounding, assists, points, everything. But let me know who y'all got. It's all opinion based. And give me some video ideas down below. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe. I got some videos right here. If you enjoyed this video you just watched, video on the right and video on the left, and click on it.